Hey everyone, I watched the latest developments around Charlie Kirk last night, and something in Candace Owens' narrative caught me hard. She's making bold claims. Folks, are they conspiracy mongering, or is she pulling back the curtain just enough that we need to pay attention? Here's what Candace Owens is alleging. Owens claims that a private intervention was staged in the Hamptons involving Bill Ackman and possibly Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. According to Owens, they tried to pressure Kirk about his stance on Israel, possibly blackmail or threats. She says Kirk was asked to disinvite speakers critical of Israel and pressured to accept invitations, including to Israel itself, under duress. Bill Ackman has denied all of that. Ackman says there was no threat, no blackmail, no financial influence used to change Kirk's opinions. He also published private WhatsApp text messages between him and Charlie Kirk, showing relative cordiality, invitations to dinner, chatting about future visits. Owens also claims Kirk was contacted by Netanyahu, asked to go to Israel, maybe to do a photo op or some symbolic gesture. She says this was part of the pressure. Some insiders and colleagues, Eric Balling for example, say Kirk and Owens' relationship had a rupture that Owens claims got too far down the rabbit hole. They point out there's no proof yet of threats or coercion. Here are the things for which there is credible evidence. The texts shared by Ackman on X. These texts show a friendly back and forth between Ackman and Kirk. The messages include proposals like dinner, they thank each other, etc. That suggests at least part of the assertion that Kirk was under threat doesn't match the tone of those messages. Ackman explicitly said no threats, no blackmail, no money offered to Kirk to change his views. He denies the claims Owens is making. Owens is citing a report from the Gray Zone and unnamed sources as part of her narrative. That report is what she's using to back up her intervention claim. But the Gray Zone is often flagged because it has strong editorial bias and sometimes uses unnamed sources, which weakens verifiability. Now here's where we pause and ask, if those texts are genuine, do they align with Owens' description of coercion or threat? Do cordial messages between Ackman and Kirk disprove pressure? Not completely, but they do create reasonable doubt about the stronger claims, like blackmail, threats. What does it mean if people in conservative media are fine with criticizing Israel, but this narrative suggests there's a price to pay socially or financially? Is that idea plausible, even if the specific story doesn't fully check out? Could Owens be conflating influence, donor pressure, or ideological alignment with something more sinister like threats? If there was coercion, what's the evidence? Who else was present? Are there recordings, emails, documents? Are any of these verified? So far, no. So what do we think? Is Candace Owens going too far down a rabbit hole, fueled by speculation and fear? Or might she be stumbling on something real, a creeping loss of ideological independence for people in conservative circles, where donors, public pressure, and groupthink force conformity? At this point, the known public evidence leans toward inconclusive. There are pieces that raise questions, the texts, Owens claims, but we do not yet have proof of wrongdoing as she posits it. For listeners, always ask for solid documentation before believing the blackmail claims. Tell me what you think in the comments below. Do you think that Candace is on to something and that other sources are responsible for Charlie Kirk's assassination, or do you think that she is going down a very deep rabbit hole?